So this time of year, we start to get a lot of questions, a lot of Facebook posts, people, buckwheat, buckwheat, buckwheat. And this is why I really don't care for buckwheat monoculture. I think buckwheat is a good plant, and you can see some of the benefits here. They produce some acids that help releasing some of the soil. It's known as a good phosphorus scavenger. It's good for pollinators. It's fast growing. So there's definitely benefits to buckwheat as far as cover crops go. I'm just not a huge fan of it as a monoculture as it pertains to cover crops. One of the reasons is we know what helps soil structure in building soil is root structure. And if you look at buckwheat roots, takes up about 10 inches of the soil. It does have a tap root, and the rest of the soil's roots are pretty shallow. It does have some fibrous roots though, but it's within 10 inches only, which is really the top of the soil profile. Buckwheat also has a low carbon to nitrogen ratio, which means, and you've probably noticed this, is after you terminate it, it doesn't hang around very long. It breaks down really rapidly. So again, that can be beneficial for that next crop. However, if your entire fields have something that breaks down very quickly, depending on how fast that next crop's growing, you might be left with somewhat of a fallow period. One of the plants as an example that we use in our mix is Sudan grass. Sudan mixed, and we also use sorghum. These are going to be anywhere from 5.5 feet deep to deeper root profile. So from 10 inches to 5.5 foot deep. Obviously, that's a drastic difference. Also much higher carbon and nitrogen ratio. You can even get a further drive out of sorghum in Sudan if you mow it. So we've had some people who think they have compaction or whatnot, and they'll plant a nitro boost and then say they go in and bush hog it halfway through growing season. They know that they're going to terminate some beans and things, but a lot of stuff will grow back. And the Sorghum-Sudan actually has a below ground root response. It's going to help to break up compaction and stuff because it actually expands significantly. I think it's like 8 to 12 times if I read that correctly, but don't quote me on that, after mowing. So compared to a shallow buckwheat, just those two together alone would be pretty substantial. But I'll highlight some of the other things that we like to talk about and add to further add benefit from a soil health perspective, as well as a nutrient cycling perspective. Just a real quick highlight of some sorghum reviews as well. As you can see, the average depth is around 6 foot, but you can even have it go as deep as 8 foot deep. I mean, that's really scavenging nutrients that are way down deep, as well as breaking up compaction, which can help in water infiltration, microbial movement, nutrient availability, etc. So just another example of why having that diversity is beneficial. And then again, adding that higher carbon element is going to help aid in slowdown of nutrient release for that next crop.